Welcome back. Just finished up the winter tour, speaking all over the place. And I was amazed when I got home how many questions I got that were identical. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm always shitting on the Euro nymphs, but I can't tell you how many people asked me, how do you feel about Euro nymphing and how do you feel about competition? I mean, to the point where I thought, well, I don't know if it's just something that everybody's talking about. And I started out picking on the Euro nymphs because they have no soul. And if you look down here, there's some Euro nymph here, and then there's a classic wet fly. These flies have soul. They have something, right? And so it starts there with me. And there's this thing about being singly dimensional, just one-dimensional for a style. And I don't care. And that's my first thing I said to everybody. I don't give a shit what anybody does. I don't care. When I started streamer fishing back when we went really head over heels on it, we were, one-dimensional also. That's what we did. I mean, you're out there to have fun. I don't care. And every sport in the world this comes on. If you're an archery hunter and you use a crossbow, the compound bow, or the recurve guy doesn't like, it's out there for everything. But I think there's something to be said about being a well-rounded angler, regardless of style. If you watch bass fishing, nobody fishes one style. They fish lots of styles. And if you go fly fishing and you walk into a fly shop and you see 3,000 flies, they're not all the same fly. It's really fascinating to learn every aspect of fly fishing. It will make you a better angler at everything you do. So I really hope people grow out of a single dimensional style, just like with streamers, by the way. People tell me all the time, you only fish streamers. Nothing could be further from the truth. I do almost an even split of all four disciplines. I mean, I fish dries all the time, nymphs, I love wet fly swinging, and I love streamers. And so that's, but that's just, again, it's just, I hope people become more dimensional once they've got past the just catching 1,000 fish. It kind of goes back and forth for three things with me: the fly, the equipment, and the competition. When we talk about calling it fly fishing competition, right? It is the furthest thing from fly fishing is Euro nymphing. It's a flat joke to pretend, but to call competition fishing fly fishing, I think is a crock. I totally think it's a crock of shit. I don't believe that anything that has to do with it is fly fishing. And so that's where I started. And by the way, I am a gear junkie. I fish gear all the time, every style. I like all styles of fishing, and I Euro nymph. I just don't do it much, and I can do the others. But that's not important to me. What I do or think or say, I don't think should carry any weight with anybody. But I kept getting asked this question. And so it started with me. I thought it was because I was picking on the flies. And the flies have no soul. They're made to do something, go down. They catch fish like crazy. They're the closest thing to bait you'll ever see. So, and that's what bothers people out on when I was talking to them. I said, well, that's all anybody does anymore. Well, that's up to them. That's not my problem. It doesn't bother me. What bothers me, where I would interject my thoughts, was calling it fly fishing competition. That, I think, is a crock of shit. If you're going to call it fly fishing competition, you should be like any other discipline in the world. And I was talking to Braden. I said, it'd be like calling yourself a great chef and all you know how to do is cook a hamburger. You're not a great chef. You're just a good burger flipper. Great. If that's what you like, it's what you like. But if you're talking competition, from my view, I think if you're going to have a world competition and call it competition, you should be disciplined in at least four things. You should have to fish dry, nymph, wet, and streamers. You should have to fish all four disciplines. Dry, if you go through the transition, you start in the 70s when the dry flying thing started. It's dry or die. You're either a dry fly or you're not fishing. And then, there were shops that didn't sell nymphs. And then the streamer thing came on. Well, you're not fly, you're a glorified crankbait fisherman. Whatever, yes, we are. I don't care what anybody does. Like I said, streamer guys are just as bad. But when you start talking about competition and you're saying, well, this guy's a world champion, he's a world champion nymph angler. And that's why I said I wish it was called Euro World Championship, not fly fishing championships. If we had a true fly fishing championship, you'd have to do 4 disciplines minimum, and you wouldn't be able to use 25-foot leaders. And don't anybody write in and tell me, oh, I fished lakes with a 25-foot leader. You're also throwing a fly line. So it's just the new world. We try to doll everything up, call something that it isn't something it is, and it's just there. So my 2 cents worth, if you're gonna call it competition, you should have to do multiple disciplines. I don't care that people just do that. Doesn't break my heart. It's just, and like I said, we all get pigeonholed somewhere down that thing, but it's my 2 cents worth because I couldn't believe how many people asked me that question. It dominated a lot of conversations at a lot of seminars this year. So that's my 2 cents worth. Hope you liked it. Hope it helps you out.